we are continuing graphing of 3.6. So if we were to graph f of x equals x plus 1, g of x equals f of 1/4 x, and h of x equals 4 times f of x. First, I'm going to start by picking some x values. These x values I'm going to plug in first to f of x to get what is f of x. So when x is -2, f of x is -1. -1 gives 0. 0 gives 1. 1 gives 2, and 2 gives 3. That's just simply taking these x values, plugging them into f of x. Next, I'm going to work on g of x. But to get my answer for g of x, I have to use f of x. When I'm using f of x, what I put into the f of x has to be 1/4 of x. So, I need to find first 1/4 of x. So I have 1/4 times my x value, -2, to give -1/2. 1/4 times -1 is -1/4. 1/4 times 0 is 0. 1/4 times 1 is 1/4. And 1/4 times 2 is 1/2. Then to find g of x, I take this 1/4 x and plug it into f of x. That's what this means. I have f of 1/4 x. So f of 1/4 x goes in for x. So then g of x, I'm taking 1/4 x, plugging it into f of x. So I have -1/2 plus 1 equals 1/2. -1/4 plus 1 is 3/4. 0 plus 1 is 1. 1/4 plus 1 is 5/4. And 1/2 plus 1 is 3/2. Then for h of x, I have 4 times f of x. So I have 4 times f of x, which is -4. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. And 4 times 3 is 12. Now when I graph these, all my x values are going to be the ones I chose here. Then the y values, I'm going to have 3 different lines because I have f, g, and h. So for f of x, y values are the answers. G of x, y values are these answers. And h of x, y values are the answers in green. So then I can plot them here. And you can see I have f of x started at -2, -1, ranging up to 2, 3, g of x, and h of x. So g of x was a horizontal stretch. So to get the same y value, it would have to go 4 times as far. And h of x was a vertical stretch. Another example, if I were to graph f of x equals x minus 2, g of x is f of 3x, and h of x is 1/2 times f of x. Then, again, I start with my x values. I always choose x values that are close to 0 on the negative side and the positive side. They make it easy to work with, and you know where it will cross the y-axis. So first I find f of x. And I have -2 minus 2 is -4. -1 minus 2 is -3. 0 minus 2, -2. 1 minus 2 is -1. And 2 minus 2 is 0. I'm going to find 3 of x, because I have to take f of 3 of x to find g of x. So I start here inside. So I'm taking my x value, multiplying by 3, and get negative 6, negative 3, 0, 3, and 6. G of x, now I'm taking my f of 3 of x. So I use 3 of x, plug it into f, and that gives me g. So negative 6 minus 2 is negative 8. Negative 3 minus 2 is negative 5. 0 minus 2 is negative 2. 3 minus 2 is 1. And 6 minus 2 is 4. And then h of x says that I take half of f of x. So I half of f of x, negative 4, is negative 2. Half of negative 3 is negative 3 halves. Half of negative 2 is negative 1. Half of negative 1 is negative 1 half. And half of 0 is 0. Then I can plot these as well, where I have my x values of negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, and 2, and the y values are the answers that are given by f, g, and h. So you can see I have a few points labeled on here. G of x is a horizontal shrink, and h of x is a vertical shrink of f of x. So I'm taking the orange and I shrink it horizontally, and then I shrink it vertically.